Hello, everybody. Hi, how are y'all? I know I'm on here earlier than I normally am, but I've been working on this amazing Linux course that's going to blow everybody's mind. Okay, and I am not, I'm telling you the truth. I'm just telling you like it is. Okay, because it's being created with this mind. All right, so it's going to be hot. You know it. You know it will be. All right, so. I say if I don't do this today, I'm gonna get on my computer, get in that zone, and y'all ain't gonna see me again for 2 weeks. I was like, Cheryl, get your hind pot on the YouTube. Okay, so I'm here because I told you I was gonna come back with the bits. Now, the one after this, now this one is gonna be hot, but the one after this, we're gonna talk about what a vulnerability actually is. All right, we're gonna talk about that because we got to get on the same page here. Okay, yeah, so we're going to talk about that now. If you're on my Patreon, you'll see that I posted, I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday or this morning? What I have in the course regarding explaining what a vulnerability actually is. And I told you my partner's head almost exploded when I put that. Trying to figure out, girl, what are you, because we have a certain way of thinking about it, but one thing I cannot do is talk about and present at Blacks in Cyber and Nigeria and all these other places I'm presenting about having an open mind, and using mental models if I don't do that myself. I like that's how I roll. Those are the things that I do. So let's talk about what a bit is. Okay, now let me just be crystal clear from the very beginning. A bit is not a thing, it's a process. All right, it's a process, right? And it's a process that all of us, human animals, are very familiar with. Okay, the same thing that's happening in this machine that's allowing my picture and my voice to come across to you is the same thing you do every day, with your body that allows pictures and sounds to come across to you. It's the same thing. Okay. So let me take you to the mural. This is my mural. Now I told y'all last time that what I was going to do is demonstrate what I'm talking about with all of these parts of an information system. I'm going to demonstrate it on the human body. Okay, just so because we're all familiar with that. All right. So let me what I gotta do here. I gotta share this thing. Share screen. That's the one I want to share. Okay, here we go. Yes. All right. Now, don't pay no attention to the motherboard. Okay, we're not talking about that right now. So here we go. Now, these are the two friends that are helping me to demonstrate what I'm talking about in these videos. Okay, what my So That's series of videos. Okay, so I told you last time, let's go over here, that see this arrow that's pointing to the IP address space. See that? Okay. This is the IP address space. And what I said was that's like the land. The IP address is pointing to not your house, not your your computer, not you. Is pointing to, it's pointing to the computer, but what I'm saying is it's like the space that your house sits in, okay? Which is the memory, which is where the work is going to go down. So your IP address is pointing to where the work is going to go down, which is the memory in your devices, router, wherever, okay? That's where it's pointing to. So we got that, okay? Now, let's talk about these bits here. Now, I already told y'all, and in case you haven't heard, let me reiterate, all right? I tried for the longest to just ask somebody, Okay, what's really a bit? Like what's going on when you do all these calculations? And the thing that got me to it was cider, right? I was trying to figure out how the hell to do all this, segmentation and all that stuff, using cider. So I had to go, I could not find an answer. I really could not, from people who talk about this stuff all the time. I was like, can you tell me what a bit is? Oh, it's the ones and the zeros. Oh, it's the pulses going on and off. I'm like, I was looking for something deeper than that, okay? because if I'm going to be in security, all right, and I'm going to be a security researcher, all right, not a pen tester, not an ethical hacker. I am a security researcher, all right. I need to know what the hell is going on. You understand? Because what I'm trying to do as a security researcher is work with my colleagues to come up with ways to help ensure that we could use the internet for what the internet is for. Okay? Because if you put locks and chains on everything, what's the use of the damn internet? Okay, we got to keep it free, and to keep it free, we got to secure it. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So this is what I did. I told you it's not ones and zeros, all that stuff. Now I'm gonna show you this, but I'm gonna take you to the mural I did where I have a lot more information and illustrations about what this is. Okay, but let's look at this real quick. Let me zoom in over here. I gotta name these folks here. Okay, you see that? Now that's a picture of a bit, 1 bit. Okay, you see the voltage right there? Right there. Now this stuff is all on the operating system and all that, but we're not gonna get into that right now, okay? But it's like think of two AA batteries, okay? 1 bit, all right? I need you to get that in your mind, all right? Now this is how I've defined it. I've defined it after looking up all this stuff. This is what it is. A process, a bit. It should be called bitting, okay? Bitting, because it's a process, all right? It's not a thing. It's a process controlled by presence and absence of voltage or electrical signals. It occurs on memory chips. Output current based on the input voltage, like body receptors. Okay, so when you input some letters in your keyboard, and it outputs stuff on the screen or whatever you're typing on. Okay. Process of manipulating electrical current to encode data. All right. A single byte can represent many different kinds of data. So y'all know that a bit is not just, letters, right? I mean, bytes, they can be anything. They can be sound, they can be pictures, like whatever the hell you trying to do here, it can be translated. And it's like, what do you call those cells that can turn into anything? What the hell is that called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Those cells that we have that just form into whatever they need to be. Okay, that's what a bit is like. Okay, so what you wanted to do. Okay, what do you want it to be, right? So now look over here, and what I said that we do this every day. We do bidding every day, but it's just our bodies in the environment, and all that is your senses, your 5 senses, child. You see that? Uh-huh. The way that this happens is like the way that that bits interact in computing systems to help you see and hear and all that stuff that you're trying to do. Okay, because we don't have to go into all this, but the human body itself, which is why I wanted to use it, is you got a whole bunch of electricity in there, electrical charge. Okay, and when you see in the back of your eye, this is not a science lesson, but listen, in the back of your eye, you have receptors, okay, that take all this information that you see in front of you right now, or your ear, even in your ears, you have, so you have those kinds, if you can't see, if you can only hear or whatever, and your sense of touch and all that, you got receptors that talk to who they talk to. Who does all of this information have to go to so that you are able to hear what I'm saying to you, see what's on this screen? Who does it got to go to? The CPU, right up in here. Your eyes don't see at all, honey. Your eyes don't see. Your brain sees. Your eye is just the mechanism, that allows all this other stuff to occur. You understand? If you take out your brain, you ain't seeing nothing. If those things don't work, all those synapses and connections and all that stuff don't work, okay, you're not going to see well or at all. All right. So that's all this is. It's not anything complicated. And that's the kind of thing that gets under my skin a little bit, is that the learning that we do in class, or on our own with these security certifications, they make this shit so complicated. You know, just say what it is. Okay, oh, I get it. It's like my senses. Okay, just like my sense, we get some input, all right? That stuff is processed and there's output, all right? Because so just look it up on your own. Look at a YouTube video or something and see how the eye works, and you'll see all that stuff. What you're inputting isn't even going in right. It's all upside down and lopsided and all that. And when it comes back out, it's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, it's the way it needs to be, right? So that's all it is, y'all. It's not anything complicated. We don't need to be here for hours and hours and hours talking about ones and zeros and bits. Okay. So what I'm attempting to do with this kind of thing is that get this basic understanding, just to know that computing, IT, cybersecurity, you know this. You know everything there is to know about all of this. All of it. I promise you. The only thing is, you know it like this. You see how I wrote this up here? You see that? Google.com. You see? The dot decimal of that is this. The IP is this. And the bits, the binary is this. All this is the same stuff. Okay, it's like saying water and agua. You know what agua is. You absolutely 100% know. Okay, you just know it as water, or whatever your language is. Okay, so all we're doing here in IT and cybersecurity is we're basically learning another language. All right, it's basically what you're doing, but you know all the stuff that is talking about. When you learn basic Spanish, it's not like you got to learn the language and what all those things are. Like you've never experienced agua before. That's not the case. It's the same thing here. Okay. Same thing here. All right. So now bits are all over the place. They just, they come in, right? But they're processed up here in the space. Okay. They're processed in the space. And and then there's the output as either from what you hear, what you see, for human beings, what we taste. Okay, that's output. What we taste. Okay, what you feel, whether what you feel on your skin is rough or soft or hot or cold. So that's all that is. Now, before I close this mural, if you look at the IP address video that I did, right, and how I said that you need a network first before you can get an IP address, all right? The network has to be there first, right? You don't have a whole bunch of IP, now you got a network. No, it's got to be there first. And the network that is there first is just what the hell is on this motherboard. You see all this stuff? All this stuff got to be connected. This is the network that has to be there before there's an IP address. Now, in real life, I said, before you get an address, if you're building a new home, you cannot get an address until you have, at least in some places it's a driveway, and in some places you at least have to have the frame up before they give you an address. Okay, they're not just going to give you an address. You got to have something there. Okay, you have to have something there first. Same thing here. For an IP address, you got to have something there. Something has to be there first. All right, and this is there. All these connections are there. All right, before you assign an IP address. All right, and this motherboard, I'm going to use that for it'll eventually come into play over here, but I'm going to I'm going to use that for something else. All right, so let me tell y'all a couple more things before I get the heck up out of here and get on my computer over there and finish this course, because it's a lot of fun. I was looking up web shells, okay, because we're talking about the Linux terminal. Of course, the course is about risk management, cybersecurity, and Linux. So, in the Linux terminal, and so of course, and we're going through, the kernel and the shell and the utilities and all that stuff. So I was trying to see how I can incorporate web shells, and I know I figured out a really good way to do it, because we have the CIA, and I was going to go through some stuff, but I think this web shell thing is going to work a lot better. So another one of the things that's going to come out of me doing this kind of stuff, right? Because the emphasis is not on hacking. The emphasis is not on all the stuff the emphasis is typically on. My son last night, okay, my baby was sitting over here in the chair. I was cleaning the kitchen. And he was telling me about some stuff, like he watches stuff on YouTube. So he's telling me about some stuff that he watches. One of these guys is Corey somebody. He does games. He's really funny. Like, I even watch him a little bit too. He plays these games that have a lot of jump scares, and he's hilarious, right? Anyway, so he's telling me about the game, Corey, and the game that he's watching and stuff. And then he said, "Oh, Mom, you would be interested in this particular game, right?" And I was like, "Why?" He said, "Because it's about, hacking and stuff like that. And I know that that's what you do, for a living." Now my son is 11. Okay. I said, "I don't do that. I don't do hacking." I said, "I do cybersecurity." He said, "Well, that's hacking. It's the same thing." I was like, "Baby, no, it isn't." It's like, it's not. But he's 11. Okay. You got whole 30, 40, 50-year-olds out here in the profession who, if you talk to them about security, you can't go 30 seconds without hearing something about an attack or hacking. Okay. I'm like, this is crazy. Okay. This is nuts. So I am literally having to, come up with a really new way of thinking about it, which you're going to see in this course when it comes out. And I hope to have this thing done within the next 2 weeks, like for real, within the next 2 weeks. Because the emphasis is on, hey, listen, the internet, and the World Wide Web, which are two different things. Okay. The internet was first, and the World Wide Web came after. But together, let's just call them the internet. Okay. The internet is here. It's a way for us to more broadly do what we were already doing, and that's communicating and sharing. Okay. Now we have a technology that allows us to do that on just an amazingly grand scale. All right. Which has open opportunities for all kinds of countries and groups and towns and individuals and businesses, all that stuff, right? Because it's about sharing openly and freely, and I could talk to who I want to talk to if they got a connection, and that's what it is. That's what the internet is for. For us to continue to be successful and to go even further than we are right now, the internet has to stay fit to purpose. Okay, it has to stay fit to purpose. So, we can't have folks out here just using this capability that we've created together, okay, for their own, selfish reasons, and then, not allowing the internet to be what it is, right? Because people are afraid, or, they're getting things, stolen from them, and, they're just getting attacked left, right, and center, and you know what I mean? I mean, it can't, the internet can't be what it was created to be if you have that kind of stuff going on, So, hey, Chris. I think that's just a quick question. Which platform is the course going to be on? Udemy, Gumroad, Teachable. It's going to be on. So I'm working with this another YouTuber. His name is Bruce. He has Convo courses. He uses Thinkific. So, like, I'm not sure how you get there. I guess you just go to Thinkific or something. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But it's easy to access because I've done it for some of his courses, and he sent us some stuff. So it's not going to be on Udemy, at least not right now. Not right now, but but it's going to be great. It's gonna be great, Chris. I'm just telling you. So the emphasis on this course, Chris, okay, even though we're going to be doing some risk management, which is what this is, right? This is all going toward risk management, because ain't nobody fighting out here. There is no war going on. There's no war, cyber war, all that mess. Ain't nobody at war, okay? We're not at war, right? We're managing risks, okay? Because the internet is what it is, just like your town, your community, okay? Listen, I watch the ID channel, and I see human beings are the worst, okay? The worst. So we have to be able to manage risk depending on the environment that we're in, okay? And just because you're in a nice environment with nice people and gates and all this other kind of stuff, that don't mean a human being can't pop off and just start, chopping heads off or whatever, right? Because that kind of stuff happens, okay? But the thing is about managing the risk, in a way that you feel secure enough, right? Because how do you feel when you're actually secure? Think about being secure. How do you feel? What are you able to do when you feel and you are secure? You can walk around your house naked if you feel secure. You can go walk to your mailbox anytime you want to walk to your mailbox. If you are and you feel like you're secure. That's the same thing for the internet. When we go on there, we check our emails because we feel secure. We go ahead and and download the document that somebody sent to us, who has their name on it. That's my sister's name. So we download that stuff because we feel secure. If you didn't feel secure, in your neighborhood, you probably wouldn't do some of the stuff that you do right now. Or if you did it, you would do it with other kinds of controls in place. Okay, before you went to your car, you make sure you had a knife in your pocket or something, or you know what I'm saying? So it's about the environment, okay, and managing risk so that you don't, come to harm. And the way that I define security is nothing more than the state and feeling of being free from harm. That's it. Okay. If the internet is going to work for all of us the way that it's purposed to work, okay, then we need to get it in, and we need to manage risk in a way that will allow people, individuals and businesses and governments or whoever the hell is on there, to feel and be secure so they can do what the hell they need to do. People trying to start businesses up here. And nobody got time to be worrying about malicious hacking group, who ain't got shit better to do, then attack somebody's information, use that information and take money out their bank account and all that mess, ain't got shit better to do. It's ridiculous. So something else, right? So so you're going to see a lot of this language, a lot of the stuff I'm talking about in this course is going to be presented in a much different way, a more honest way, a true way. Okay, I don't know why we're so obsessed with war and fighting and shit. I think it got something to do with now listen, listen, dudes, I love you. I loves me, the men. I loves the men. Okay, I love them. But y'all gonna have to fall back a little bit. Okay, you're gonna have to fall back a little bit. All that testosterone, maybe that's why it's always about wars and beating, y'all, some of y'all need to have a couple of seats, okay? So we can get this done. You know what I'm saying? More women need to be in these decision-making roles, okay? Because we gotta balance this out. Y'all need some estrogen up in there. All that testosterone ain't helping anything, okay? But let's do this right now. So another one of the things that I'm creating for this, as I'm going through, because typically we tell people, when you're doing your resume and stuff, and are you doing CTFs or whatever, which are fine. I mean, whatever. Put on there that you know how to break into some shit, so that it's impressive and you can get hired or whatever. Here's some alternative language, okay, which is, more true to a security professional. And that's the point, okay? I'm talking to security professionals, all right? If I was talking to firefighters, I would be talking about them adding things in their portfolio that show they can fight fires, not set them. Okay, that they can save, families in buildings, not set the damn fire. Okay, Uh, that's weird. That's weird as hell. I don't know why do we talk like that? No other helping profession talks like that. Why do we do that? So here's a narrative for you. Instead of saying I could crack passwords as a security professional, or I could use this password cracking tool, or I can exploit, whatever. How about I can engineer solutions that reduce risk for password cracking, theft of PII, or attacks on websites and servers? Okay. These are the tools that I use to do that. Okay. And reducing risk of this happening. What does that do for the business? Probably saves them a lot of time, saves them a lot of money. You can have really great metrics with narratives like this in your portfolio or on your resume. Here's another one. I have experience designing security awareness training that helps employees actually care about security in the organization. All right. How are you presenting this information so that people, they're not just doing the training so you can get the hell up out of their face and they can go back to work. Okay. They're doing it because the same way you would not go to Toyota or Hyundai or whoever you get your car from, okay? You would not at any moment purchase a vehicle that had no brakes. You wouldn't do that. You would not purchase a vehicle that had no locks on it. And why wouldn't you do that? Okay? Because it's not so much about the security of it. It is the security, because you ain't gonna get, you're gonna have to come with, like, what are you doing? The you don't even ask for it, because the expectation is that you're not gonna come up in my face trying to sell me something that doesn't have security features in it. Okay, that's the expectation, and we got to get people to that when it comes to this electronic equipment. Okay. And so getting them to care, right? And why do you care if your car has brakes or not? What if it's cheaper? What if I knock off $2,000 if I ain't got to put brakes up in there? That's not gonna fly, okay? Because the car is a collaborator, and this is something else we're going to talk about in the course. You don't have risk, you don't have vulnerability, you ain't got to worry about none of that if you don't have a goal first. You got to have a goal first, okay? What is your goal, okay? Because with that goal arise all this other stuff. Arise risk that something is going to get in your way, whether it's man-made or the weather, okay? The weather could get in your way. Some natural disaster could get in the way of you reaching your goal, okay? You could even get in your way. You trying to set up a business, and you got a whole partner, boyfriend, girlfriend that's just sucking up all your time, and you have no boundaries, so you getting in your own way. Do you see what I'm saying? You got to have a goal first. All right. So now you got risk. Okay, now there's risk that you're not going to reach that goal. Okay, so now what we got to do? What are those risks? What kind of environment am I in? Okay, what kind of controls would I need to put in place so that I can, be sure I meet my goal on, and then that project management stuff comes out. I got this much money, I got this much time, I got this much effort, I got this, all of that comes in, okay? Because you whatever the goal is trying to be and whenever you're trying to reach it. You understand? We do this stuff every day. This is not new. Okay, you understand? And when we set a goal, we're not thinking about fighting a war. Okay, we're thinking about managing risk, so that we can reach the damn goal. And threats can get in the way, but guess what? So risk is neutral, okay? There's risk that a threat will come along and just ruin your day, and set you back, 10 steps for the goal you're trying to reach. But there's also risk can be opportunity, right? That can actually benefit and maybe accelerate you getting there faster than you thought you were going to get there, or making more money than you thought you were going to make, or meeting a person you thought you would never be able to talk to, okay? We have to get into that risk management mindset and get out of this damn war mindset. Okay. Because ain't shit gonna happen. We're gonna be chasing APTs from now to kingdom come. Okay. We're gonna be chasing them, just waiting, sitting, twiddling our thumbs, waiting on them to do some shit so we can learn. What kind of sense that make? What you say? Oh, hey, Professor Black Ops, how you doing? E. Carter, these changes in wording and terminology make so much sense. Words do matter. E. Carter, words matter so much. They really, really do. They really, really do. Which is why we have to change the language. And I don't know if you saw my Blacks in Cyber talk, but that was one of the points. We got to change the way we talk about this stuff. Okay, we absolutely have to change the way we talk about this stuff. You know, otherwise we're gonna stay stuck in this rut. You know, and not doing anything. I actually want to come on here and get some of y'all help to you know, to set up some security, actual security projects. Okay. Let me see, what else do I have here? Okay, here you go. Now I like words. Okay, so this way, you know, we you know, we could revise it or whatever to sound easier, but I just love words. So here's another one I came up with. Instead of talking about how you could hack networks and get in and you know, take stuff out of servers or, you know, all that other stuff. I evaluate the human and machine network to identify and prioritize vulnerabilities so we can create and sustain a secure culture by propagating strengths. Okay, now let's dumb that down a little bit, but that's basically what it is, all right? Because an information system, even if you look at the definition in NIST, right? Well, NIST, that they have a few definitions there, but for the most part, okay, an information system, everything in the house, you know, all of this technology and stuff, including me, I'm part of the information system. Okay, I'm part of it. People are part. It includes people, the people and the processes they use and all that stuff. All of that is part of the information system. You understand? That's what a system is. A connection of entities, you know, working together to produce something of value. That is a system. All right. It's not just, you know, the electronic technical stuff, you know, and you got to manage risk for the entire system. Do you get that? The entire system, not just the stuff that plugs into the wall, the entire system. You know, otherwise you're not going to get very far. You're not, because you know, people can you know, mess some stuff up faster than child. You have the best everything that, you know, all the controls or whatever, you know, all of that stuff, and you know, all you need is a person. That's all you need, a person. To just come in there and just ruin it all. But you know, but we're talking about that too, right? Because the root vulnerability, many times the root vulnerability is a person's decision making. Okay. And I talked about this months ago, you know, when I talked about vulnerabilities as a security control, okay, which sounds real weird, okay? But your ability to decide, that's a vulnerability. And a vulnerability is not bad, okay? Let me tell you what a vulnerability is. I told you I'm gonna do a whole video about this, and this is in the course, but let me just say what it is. Okay? A vulnerability is just some place that can be easily influenced or changed. That's it. That's all a vulnerability is. It's an aspect of something. We're talking about information systems. An aspect of any part of the information system, be it a person, a program, the hardware, you know, that is, you know, that can be changed or influenced. All right. Now, let me tell you something else about a vulnerability that you might not know. It's supposed to be there. For the ones I'm talking about right now, I'm not talking about the flaws and the mistakes and the, oh, I forgot. I'm talking about there are vulnerabilities that are supposed to, it's part of the design. My front door, that's a whole hole in the wall. Okay, it's a hole in the wall. Okay, and you got a door there. All right. That part of my house is vulnerable. It's more vulnerable. Now the whole house is vulnerable depending on the damn threat. Okay, I can have 1,000 locks on my door, but I have a strong tornado come through here, I'm done. Okay, that don't matter. Okay, but as far as the threat environment is concerned, okay, the most vulnerable thing, are the open ports or the doors and the windows and the stuff. Okay, but that shit is by design. What the hell I look like putting bricks in front of my door, to harden it? The damn thing is supposed to be there. Okay, it's supposed to be there. That's how I go in and out and invite people, all that stuff, right? So the vulnerability is the door, right? Just like in your computing system, okay? If you think about the hardware, the operating system, the shell, the command line, your GUI, and all that stuff. If you look at, I need to stop talking like this. I'm giving it all away. Your shell, the thing between that black screen on the terminal there, and now I'm abstracting here, and the operating system. Okay, so you got the black screen on one side and the operating system on the other one. You got your shell in the middle. Okay, that's the shell is a vulnerability. All right, it's allowing access to the operating system. Right, it's facilitating that kind of access from what you want the damn computer to do, from whatever you're inputting, to get into the operating system, so the operating system can access what you're asking for at the hardware. You have permissions for it to do that, right? That's vulnerability. You gonna get rid of the shell? What you gonna do? Are you gonna get rid of the shell? No, you're not. It's by design. It's supposed to be there. Okay? So what do you do? Just like you, one of your vulnerabilities, okay, is having an open mind. An open mind is a vulnerability. Wherever you have an open mind, that means you don't have beliefs and habits that are just hardening. And I don't care what nobody say. I'm a smoke till I want to smoke. I'm a do what the hell I want to do in this area. I don't care what the doctors say or whatever. Okay, your mind is completely closed in that area. You got controls galore over there. Okay. But there are aspects of you as a human, the human part of this information system, where you're open, you listen, okay, you'll consider some things, right? An open mind is a good thing, right? That's how we grow, isn't it? That's how we grow, mature, and learn new things and experiment. Don't nobody want to have controls over all it. They can't change anything. Nothing can influence them to do anything else than what they're doing. Okay, you don't want to mess with nobody like that. Okay, so vulnerabilities they're not good or bad. Okay, they're just what they are, and whoever gets there first. Because with an open mind, you can get like a Jim Jones type situation, right? Where you got somebody coming along selling you snake oil and you just falling for it. Or it could go the other way. See, you could either have a threat or an opportunity come along, right? To influence your open mind. Okay. All of this stuff is common. We know all of it. All right. The issue is just about presenting it in a way that is really about security. Okay. Really, really, really about security, because for the internet to remain free, I agree 100% with that. What the hell is that thing called? The Hackers Manifesto or something? They're like, information needs to be free, and I agree 100%, 100%. Okay. However, you cannot ignore a human's right to security. You can't ignore that. You can't. You cannot ignore that. You understand? Columbus discovering sections of the internet. No. We're not gonna do that. That's why security professionals are here. All right, let me go, y'all. I gotta get to this course. I'm really excited. Look, I got me a speaker because I have to. I'm making videos. See, I got this. What the hell? It's a Yeti thing. It was recommended that I get this. I hope it's okay. I hope it's all right. But I've already made a couple videos. And what I'm doing too is you're not gonna the whole course is not gonna be me behind this camera. Okay, y'all gonna be with me outside. You know, we're gonna go in the kitchen and look at some stuff. I was driving in my car today I made a video, you know, about how our cars, you know, are like the topic that I'm talking about in the course. And you, those of you who watch it, you know, if you really want to get out of it what you can get out of it, you're gonna have to get up out of your chair. You have to go outside. So okay, not maybe not during the, but you know, but later on you get a chance, you know, go ahead and go and find this stuff because all these examples about what's going on, because like I said, this is not new. The networking, IT is just an evolution of where we were before. We already know this stuff, okay? And even programming languages, okay? You think you don't know how to code, but you do, and you can recognize it too. So I'm telling you. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Professor Black Ops. Thanks, E. Carter. So glad you guys were able to stop by. So I'm gonna get to work, but I am going to. I'm gonna be back because we got to talk more about vulnerabilities, and I need to show you, you know, exactly what it is and what do we do. You know, when we because if you don't know it, you really can't do anything about it, right? If you don't know you have it, right? And I'm talking about the ones that are not there by design, the vulnerabilities that are not there by design, okay? You just happen to have one, you know, didn't know you had one, and somebody else found it first. Okay, so we're going to talk about those, all right, when I come back next time. So y'all have a good day, good weekend, and a good Mother's Day, okay, for those of you with moms or wives or, you know, daughters with kids, or, you know, whatever. Just go ahead and enjoy. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye.